Excuse the camera. Um, excuse the camera. I can't really line it up. This is not on a monitor. This is an actual physical camera that's on a small TV, flat screen TV. But just listen to the message. I don't like to be stared at and looked at anyway. Disease X. So like, it seems like a pandemic after a pandemic. Um, People don't understand that Disease X is probably a terrorist attack, just like the COVID was. Um, it's a combination of nature and man. They found that every animal has COVID, so that's how animals function. If you notice, it seems like animals have an extra air that us humans don't have, and that's what makes them beast-like, and that's what makes them able to survive. I just want to elaborate on everything in its totality. For the people that think, it's just a scare, you're right, it is a scare. It's a scare for governments to correct themselves. The United States government is absolutely dead wrong for allowing all of these migrants and immigrants to come to this country. Like I said, I'm Native American. We never asked for none of y'all to be over here. I know you have these depictions or these pictures that you see in history class where they portray a piece of the truth. They don't display the whole truth, and that's what causes the anarchy and the chaos. And who benefits from this? The upper echelon people, the elites, more than likely the white people. Um, there's different type of flus and SARS, things like that. There's different type of reactions and sicknesses that make these specific diseases, such as disease X or the Middle Eastern flu, as opposed to the Spanish flu. There are different type of side effects and different type of, let me see, detriments. Okay, so what I want people to understand is um, this specific disease X, it seems like it was man-made, just like the lanternflies. If you don't know, New York has been under attack uh, with an invasive species. I like the new bug. It's called the lanternfly. I actually held one. It doesn't seem like it has any organs, or it's not monitoring over like with a heart, or what we could call a heart. It seems like that bug is man-made. So I'm starting to, and it's a lot of them, and I'm starting to think that disease X is kind of, it might be man-made for them to name it disease X. I'll go back to the lanternflies. It starts out as like a little, like a cute little fly, right? Like it doesn't even walk yet, and it march. It looks like a robot. Honestly and truthfully, it's like a million of them at the train station, and I think it's sick that white people tell the youth to squash and kill the bug. You turn the corner, you see a bunch of little kids stepping on these bugs, you know. But later on in life, if you get put in a situation to defend yourself, the same white people are gonna lock you up for defending yourself, but they're telling you to go kill a fly. Um, and the little kids are just having a field day. You should see their faces; they look like they're possessed. But the process of the fly is supposed to and the government is lying about the fly. The fly turns into this big like long beetle. It's really scary, the evolution of the lanternfly, because when you first see it, like I said, it's a cute bug, and then it grows wings out of nowhere. So and then like you see the pattern that you like, because they have a red and white and black pattern before the wings grow over it, And once the wings grow, it's like a gray with black spots and circles on the wings that grow over the fly, making it able to take flight. So this page is UFOs and aliens is gas. I still don't think aliens are real. So when I say gas, I mean they're gassing your head up as far as that situation with another living source or whatever, or extraterrestrial. I think it's just a lie. However, I've seen actual unidentified flying objects before in person, have them on film, and you can tell there's no people in them. It's just a combustion of the earth and how the earth has magic, basically. All right. So I think this is once again a terrorist attack due to the recession, due to the drop in the economy. They keep threatening us to shut down the government, and we're asking where all this money is going to, and the money is going to the immigrants. So other countries are looking into this country and they're getting upset that their people are leaving their country, going to another country that they're in debt with, and just letting it get worse. And it seems like it's done intentionally. So therefore other government officials in other countries and stuff like that, right? They they're gonna take it out on us. America being too many people here. So to go back to the lanternfly, the lanternfly goes to this little bug that marches, can't fly yet. And then when it grows the wings, it's able to fly. And it has a nice like flying mechanism that you don't see in other flies or insects. It's not like it flutters like a moth or it whizzes by like a bee. It doesn't do that. Like it has a different type of motor when it flies. Now I've seen the bug squashed, and I've seen like the insides of the bug. There's nothing in the bug whatsoever. That's why I thought it was man-made. And like they fly on you, they land on you or whatever. And to be honest, it goes from this cute bug to this almost, and I told my mom this, a demonic looking bug. Like the bug looks totally creepy when it grows wings. And then there's another stage that this bug is supposed to reach. But unfortunately, all the little kids is out here with these demonic faces killing this bug, not letting the bug, grow to its capacity. I've seen the lanternfly evolve into its final stage. It goes from a little bug. I'm talking about from like here to here, right? Then it grows into a fly that's about just a little bit longer because of the wings, right? So the first marching bug is from here to here. Then when it grows wings, it's about from here to here. When it's fully grown, it's about from here to here. It's literally that big. And you can see that the wings, like the same pattern on the wings, it looks like an anaconda, sort of like the circles, the dark marks or whatever. It's instead of it being, that pattern being on two wings, it's on the whole bug. So it looks like the wing grew and then flapped over on the bug. So the wings grew out bigger and flapped over on the bug, making the bug like a straight looking, curvy, straight looking bug or whatever. I seen it was just posted, and I ain't gonna front. It kind of frightened me. I've been alive for 37 years, so I seen a lot, and I do study animals, and like I pay attention to bugs and stuff like that. The bug had no insides before it got to the capacity. But once that bug hits that big, it looks and it gives you a different type of feeling. You ever, I know people have seen animals or seen insects, maybe a mouse or a rodent or whatever, and it gave you like that creepy feeling. Or if you've seen a roach, it gave you a creepy feeling. That specific like feeling that it can give you, like an insect or a bug. This bug gives you a brand new feeling, and it's really unexplainable. Like I never felt that feeling before. Like I used to have a phobia of sharks or whatever. And like once I see a shark on TV, like my heart would jump or whatever, and they'll give me this certain type of panic. Same thing like if you see a mouse run by, it's creepy, like it creeps you out, or any type of bug, it creep you out, or when a bee flies by, it gives you a different type of fright. This bug, I should say, has a nothingness feeling that I felt. So I was thinking like, I'm like, no, I've never seen this fly before. Like maybe it is from nature or whatever. I don't know how, and it's a lot. I don't know how so many were created just as the COVID era is changing. COVID naturally came from the sky also. Not only was it constructed in Ukraine, and this is why the war in Russia and Ukraine had happened, but the United States government was funding the laboratories in the Ukraine for everything to be, created. And the United States started pointing the finger at each and every country that they're in debt with for COVID to try to erase the debt, So that was really unfair of, Trump and other people calling it the Wuhan or the Chinese virus and stuff like that, right? Now when you find out the reason why Russia is destroying Ukraine is because the laboratories that were in Ukraine that they just found recently were funded by the United States of America, and that's the origins of COVID. So now all of a sudden we're in disease X that's starting in India. So COVID that supposedly has started in Wuhan, China, which it didn't. They blamed it on people eating animals and stuff like that. But you still have native people, the native lands, like wild savage Indians that are out here hunting every single day, eating alive animals, eating live insects or whatever, So you could kind of see where it's coming from with this being a terrorist attack, because you're trying to start life all over and you still haven't got rid of the problem. Okay. Certain people took the shots. The shots have a whole bunch of unapproved things and ingredients in it. So what am I trying to get to? I'm trying to get to that there might be another government shutdown due to this disease X, which is man-made, just like the lantern fly. Okay. Certain pneumonias are out here. We already know that. Certain gases and certain germs that are natural and native to the land can start reactions that can cause sicknesses. I bring that up because people always ask, where did humans come from? And then when a rock falls from the sky, supposedly that came from another planet, they go invest into the rock and they see that there are molecules on the rock that can start life. So, like I said before in other videos, you have a rock in front of you, right, that has this type of molecule on it, right, that's not going to get you deadly sick. So if an animal such as a primate or such as like a gorilla or something strong like an orangutan, say for instance, if something did come from outer space and the rock had some type of molecules on it that didn't make them deadly sick, but it gave them a mental health sickness, and that's how life started. So if you don't accept the story of Adam and Eve, brown dirt, the rib is bones, and is that a white woman and a black man? If you don't accept that, that's understandable. But just know that maybe rocks fell out the sky and they can make an animal have mental health issues like deranged, vampirish, and rabies or whatever. So we have these people getting paid to be in these labs, right? To make all of this new, we don't know why, but new diseases. There's literally labs that's built with each and every disease in it. Okay, so we kind of do know why they would harbor a disease in a lab to try to cure it. They did a good job on trying to cure cancer. They did a good job on HIV. If you really look into TV, they're telling you that things are untraceable now, meaning it's leaving your system. So that's why they have these laboratories with these diseases to try to find out how to cure them. So now you have something called disease X. It's not GERD, it's not SARS, it's not COVID, it's not the Middle Eastern flu, and there's a bunch of other flus. You see what I'm saying? They have something called disease X. So what this is man-made, and this is something that they want to try to find out how to cure, right? If you look at animals, all animals have different type of immune systems and different type of, ecosystems. And what they do is certain animals are herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores. So if an animal is just stuck on eating meat, that animal is not going to have the same bacteria inside its body as an herbivore, as an animal that just eats plants, fruits, and grass and stuff like that. They got two different type of bacteria in their system. So if you know about a pig eats everything, but pig skin and the pig's pancreas can help diabetes. A pig's skin can help human lacerations, scars, and burns. It's a known fact. That's why they don't want people eating pig a lot, because pigs are important in science and health. The pancreas for diabetes and stuff like that can be used on a human being to help treat diabetes. That's a natural fact. If you don't believe that, then don't take any more muscle milk or whey or creatine, because a creatine is made from a rhinoceros's horn. They take the rhinoceros horn, they make it consumable into a powder in which you're consuming a rhinoceros DNA, and that's why your muscle functions and your muscles get bigger. But the downside is you will eventually get sick from gastroenteritis. And if you don't use it the correct way, which everybody doesn't, I'm talking about there isn't one person alive, especially here. There isn't one person alive that's using the creatine that you go buy from CVS, Walgreens, or whatever. They're not using it the correct way. And what's going on and what people don't understand is in these gyms and out in just the regular world, if you're taking this creatine the wrong way, you can get other people sick, such as gastroenteritis. If you see what COVID was the fever. You had a cold, pneumonia, walking pneumonia with gastroenteritis. So that's why people were passing, because they basically had no water. They were getting drained. It was like an electronic germ, basically. And anything around you, because the body's made of water, 98% of water, and there's electricity in water. So you see how electricity from other devices could keep you up. You can smell or hear other electronic devices just go off. So disease X, what is that going to be? They said the fatality rate is going to be worse than COVID, and it started in India. So there's no shutdown yet. And this is the same exact thing that happened when they said the American traveler from Wuhan came over here, got on a plane, and got people sick. Just one person. So where are the mask and gloves now? So meanwhile, you already presented this to us, didn't shut the government down, and we still have cases of bad gastroenteritis and bad pneumonia in the United States going right now. And where does it start? In gyms. On the back of the bottle, it says you have to run 15 minutes per scoop. The average human being is running a mile. You're supposed to run it in 8 minutes. I ran a mile in 5 minutes. That's because I train. Other people are taking 13 minutes to run 1 mile. You're supposed to run a mile to 8 to 9 minutes, the average person. So if they're telling you to take a 15-minute run and you're scooping 3 and 4 scoops of protein powder, you're supposed to be out there running an hour or more before you even consume any of this creatine. And they're not doing it. They're sitting up there trying to get extra huge with these big bellies, these big fat stomachs, right? Your muscles don't look right. Just because you got big biceps and deltoids and your legs got bigger and your chest probably got bigger, it doesn't mean you're working out correctly. Now you have all of this nasty decayed stuff, right, that came from another animal. You're a primate. It's a human being's primate. You took this DNA from a rhinoceros. A rhinoceros is not nowhere close to a primate. And you have this stuff caked up in your stomach. You're defecating, you're going to gyms and defecating, and the smell is crazy. That's why I don't go to the gyms no more. You're vomiting because you're too sick. Your esophagus is actually being burnt from gas. That's what's happening. They have to literally take your large intestine and wrap your large intestine around your esophagus to stop you from getting too much saliva and gas. This is still going on. This has not been corrected. So they didn't shut the government down yet for the outbreak in India. The disease X. They didn't shut it down yet. So that means any day now, a person from India, Indore, India, or anywhere else in India could come over here infected and infect everybody else. So, and you still got the problem that's going on over here. When does it stop? How could you not see this is a terrorist attack? Because everybody hates this nation. We owe too much money to other people to be letting y'all come to this country. That's just it. This is right before you, everybody's blind. You see how everybody gets? They feel like COVID is gone. The restrictions are down. So everybody gets back to being giddy, not loving and unforgiving, just like they were before COVID had hit. Everybody, they all fell for it. And look, it was just, especially America, the most undisciplined country in the world. People are leaving their country because of the freedoms over here. And then when they come over here, they act like ruthless savages. Yet and still, heartless, ruthless savages. You probably got chased out your country for the right reason because you probably was just an indecent person anyway. That's why you left your country. They didn't give you a way to live. They didn't give you no time to live. They didn't give you no angle in life because you probably didn't deserve it. Certain people, they get their hands on money. You see what they do? They don't dedicate to charity. You know, they don't do certain things. They go buy the new stuff to impress the white man that made it and then make a video on it. That's what they do. Or they find fraudulent loopholes, right? They take advantage of the federal government. In case you didn't know, the federal government is over every other government. The federal government, they sanction wars. If the federal government told Russia that they weren't allowed to bomb the Ukraine, Russia wouldn't have did it. I know it sounds shady. I know it sounds dirty, but it's hidden and it's the truth. The federal government will literally backdoor you as a country and a nation to get you killed, to cut off your debt. To what? Wake your people up. What is it? $5,000 when you die? When a person dies and their social security number is recycled, that dead person is worth $5,000 and they slice off the debt to the federal government. The federal government is the reason why you have a dollar bill. They print the money currency. The federal government is losing money through the traffic robots, illegal immigration, franchise and stores being shut down because of the lack of work. people being sued, franchises getting sued, people being hurt. That's just what happens. So now y'all see something that says disease X. Y'all all are back on y'all bad behavior. The disgusting, worse, atrocious behavior. Y'all all are back on it. Just like that. Millions of people died of COVID-19. Millions of Americans. And it's supposed to even start here. That's just America. People died everywhere. The government is stuck. They don't know whether to tell you, if COVID is natural or if COVID is man-made. If you find out COVID is natural, you'll spaz out. If they tell you there is a such thing as aliens, right? Extraterrestrials. If they tell you that, you'll spaz out. That's why they show these clips, Mexico, in other spots of these supposedly aliens that's walking around or getting here, right? They have to control society. People are not going to want to go to work. They're going to be too scared. People are going to be angry. People are going to want answers. It's going to be marches, protests. It's going to be killing. It's going to be all types of stuff. It's already written. Who do you blame? You blame yourselves for the nasty behavior y'all display. We was quiet when you could find out you had to be 6 feet away from people with a mask and gloves. Otherwise, you can die if you weren't strong enough. Me, I'm autoimmune. If you don't know what there's not too many people that's autoimmune to COVID like I am. I called COVID the gay germ. I told the police officers and everybody that was the doctors and everybody. I said, you want to know the reason why I don't have a mask and gloves on? It's because clinically I'm autoimmune. The shot can kill me, not COVID. I can't even catch COVID. They said, that's interesting. I said, no, it's not interesting. It's the truth. You want to know why? Because I'm indigenous to this land that's here. I'm indigenous here. You're not indigenous here, meaning you don't belong here. So you brought the gay germ over here, right? Now, all your people who deserve to suffer from this germ is suffering. And I don't care. And I laugh. Is that your demise? Then so be it. You're not supposed to be here anyway. I'm not wrong for not wanting nobody here. My great-grandmother, Ruth Barksdale, Native American from Virginia, was a wicked person. And she was justified because her family and their family are native to this land. That's how we got that last name. People came over here and they seen how wicked my tribe of Indians were, and they built those houses and got along with us. It was way too many of us. We was laying stuff down for grandma. That's just what it is. I honestly and truthfully, I feel like, if the disease X does come this way, I feel like, they are going to shut it down. I feel like, stimulus checks will come for just a brief, because it's a man-made disease. Maybe not PUA and stuff like that. Maybe so. I don't know. But all I know, this is it, bro. This is it. If you look at all the countries that took their business off the table when dealing with the United States of America, then you actually see that this is a terrorist attack. I personally and truthfully, I don't care what happens. I mean, we're all going to die anyway one day, one way or another. But this is just what you get. This is what everyone deserves. Y'all deserve it. As soon as you thought it was over, as soon as you thought it was back to the natural life, as soon as you thought you can be as giddy and you can be the same way you were, and look how everybody was before COVID. At least certain people smartened up, and they don't take life for granted that much. You still go outside, you still see people with masks on. Real talk. I'm just saying. You got other governments telling this specific government to keep the COVID protocol up because it's not over yet. And here goes America, who tries to conquer everything. They tried to conquer everything, right? They try to conquer everything. You have other governments telling this specific government to do right by your people, and they just won't listen. Ran by who? The Caucasians. If the Caucasians had a chance to conquer a law, which can never ever happen, and you're seeing it right now, if they had a chance to conquer God, they would do it. They would try. They would backstab God fast, quick, in a hurry. Yes, they would. And this is a valuable lesson. You want to know why this is a valuable lesson? Because there are other white people in other countries that despise and hate the white people in America. So for everybody that think you got away with something because you left your country and you came over here and you could be cool with the cool white man that's over here, there's a worse white man that's ready to take this white man's head off. And you got people like me who didn't want none of y'all over here, and I got to suffer. I can't work out without somebody bothering me. I pay $60 a month for the gym. These people, fresh from COVID, they come sit on machines and don't wipe off. They don't spray, they don't wipe before they use or after they use. No consideration whatsoever. You're looking at people that wear the same gym clothes who don't stink or nothing. They could be doing laundry every single day, and you obtain this persona as if this person stinks. Because you're looking at the clothes that they wear. They can be washing their clothes every single day. And just because you've seen that person with the same pair of pants on the day before, you're going to sit up there and snarl your face and take a deep breath in, right? But you come to the gym dressed to impress with new clothes every single day, and you don't wipe the surfaces. You take your new clothes and you sit, right, on old, dirty, used equipment. And then you do the same thing the next day. Then the day after that. You come into the gym with a belly full of doo-doo, unnatural. And you're defecating in the gym while everybody's smelling your germs. Look, it's a whole bunch of immigrants doing this. Do you see how many people at these gyms are off PEDs, working out the wrong way? Y'all are complaining about stomach gas when you have to work out your legs. You're not working out your legs. You're worrying about how your arms look, and your gas is stuck in your upper body, and that's why you keep vomiting. The legs are supposed to be 2 sets of extra lungs. Your legs are supposed to act like lungs. Your oxygen in your body comes from down in the feet, through the legs, up. And what you're doing is you're depriving yourself certain oxygen by working out the wrong way. Illegal steroids have pneumonia in it. PEDs that boost your testosterone have pneumonia in it. The muscle milk, the creatine, it has gastroenteritis in it. You have to have an immaculate cardiovascular system to supersede these side effects. Meanwhile, you're looking at me as if something is wrong with me because I don't have no hair on my head. The reason why I don't have no hair on my head is because I was stabbed in my head. The blood flow and everything left. As you can see, I still have a line. I just don't have no hair. I still have a full-fledged lineup. Look at my lineup. You still see my lineup. So I'm not the one that's sick. Actually, I had to go to jail for fighting somebody on the bus for breathing in my face because he was sick. from taking that. I smelled the antacids and they got me sick and I had to go to jail for it. So you think if I'm gonna have any type of remorse for any of y'all, your kids, your babies, your wife, your spouse, your parents, you're absolutely wrong. And if you think my mouth is crazy, I say this to people's faces. I welcome fights all the time, every day, anytime. If you want to get it in, I'm going to beat you down, period. For the protection of myself. All of these people out here, especially in these gyms, y'all don't know by now that you're passing gas and you're passing gastroenteritis to people just by being next to them, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. You still gonna, you act like if you take something, a shot or something like that, right? You act, we'll call it the jab. Strike me, I don't care if you do. You act like it cures everything and then nothing else is gonna ever happen to you. If that's the case, we should all take it and there should be no such thing as a sickness anymore. Just to be real with you. Just to be honest. So, I guess I guess, you deserve it. I don't even want to go to the gym. And I'm a gym rat. Okay? I'm a gym rat. I do it the clean way. I'm not high off PEDs. Muscle milk makes you want to lift weights. You're not just taking muscle milk to put on pounds. They have something that's in that creatine, the muscle milk. There's a chemical in there that touches the back of the brain, which is reptilian sensory, right here in this lobe of the brain, that makes you want to work out. It acts like a steroid. When you take a steroid, a sharp intravenous steroid, it programs the back of the brain, the reptilian sensory of the brain, right, to go animalistic. And you have this blackout sense to where you want to work out. Okay? So Disease X is going to be another lesson to be taught to America. I guarantee you. And not just America, every runaway from their country that comes to America is going to be a lesson taught to you. White people, you out here giving permission, right, to kill something that God has supposedly made. A bug. The bug is not biting you. The bug is not getting you sick of anything. But if somebody's trying to kill you and you kill them, you have to go to jail. So what are you really teaching? Not just to us, but to other countries. It was okay for the police to admit that they killed my little cousin, King Von. It was just okay, right? A person without a gun, right? But little Tim has a gun on camera and he didn't take shots like how my little cousin took shots. Just so happened this is Cowboys and Indians again. This doesn't look like a terrorist attack on my people. Like I said years ago, I done reached out to other countries and told them how all of these immigrants is acting crazy and these white people are letting them come in the favor of a molester. Look, did I lie? Never. I don't have to lie. Scared people lie. I don't have to lie because I'm not scared. Once I found that out, that scared people lie, I'm going to tell the truth 100%. That's how I feel about jail and prison. I feel like you're soft if you brag about jail and prison. You're soft. You're scared of the real world. So now you're a coward. You get behind the cage bars talking about how tough you was when the real killers is outside ready to take your head off. I'm just saying, where are we with this? Do you see this leverage that this community has? Whether it's the alphabet community or it's the community that has fathers with more than one gun that's ready to kill, steal, and rape. Okay? It's over. And I'm just here at your casket. I'm going to close the casket door just like this. I don't want no candles, no music, no flowers, and nothing for your janaza. I'm just going to close your door just like this. Boom, and lock it. Bow. And leave. In the name of Shia. That's just what it is. You people deserve nothing. If the white people didn't catch on that they're trying to pass this abortion rate or abortion bill because not enough white babies are being born, that should tell you something, white people. That should tell you something. I don't care how cold this sounds, because when I was a little kid, I never had a fair chance. So I'll be damned if I care about anybody else's kid. Your kid could be on fire right now. I wouldn't piss or I wouldn't spit on them just because of what I went through. Period, point blank. So I welcome the disease X. Me personally, I don't think I'm gonna get sick from it. That's just me. I think Allah has my well-being at hand at the end of the day. Whether Allah is a person, if you think it's a person, or whether Allah is a spirit, which I think is a spirit, I think it's the functioning of the world. I think the functioning of the world, especially on this specific land, is going to work in my favor because I never went nowhere. I was born here. And for you religious heads that, you take the Adam and Eve creation very serious, once you keep reading your Bible, or if you read your Torah, or if you read your Quran, you'll see that humans and people were made before Adam and Eve. Clay, fire, white sperm. Brown dirt was just the last creation. Yeah. I went to a religious school, and they teach you philosophy, and the total opposite of philosophy is religion. Okay? So however you obtain your magic on the earth, I'm just letting you know it's just not stronger than me. It's not. It's never going to work in your favor. Ever. All you people is weak. Y'all weak. Look how you treat each other. There's no love. There's no genuine love here. It's nothing but racism, favoritism, light skin, dark skin. It's racist when a light skinned couple is together, right? It's racist. All the dark skinned people get mad, but they don't say nothing about white people with blue eyes being together. And it's cute when it's a black man and a light skinned woman. And it's funny when it's a dark skinned woman and a light skinned man. Would I ever in my life care about whatever is going on with y'all? I mean, I don't care, but I don't care to see it either. And being that you came here, I'm not entitled to accept it. So I can and I do want you away, if that makes sense. So it's not me caring too much or like jealousy or nothing like that. It's more so you don't belong here. So therefore, you shouldn't be over here. So therefore, I feel like I'm entitled to exterminate you in any type of exterminating process. Whether you're light skinned or dark skinned, don't forget that I'm red. Right now I'm sun-kissed, but I'm red. Always remember that. And I'm not talking about red like a book. My skin turns red. So while y'all out here playing light skin and dark skin in a country that you don't belong in, just know that little red devil, the Iblis, who is me, I'm going to close your casket one way or another. You didn't win anything. Okay, you won a loss. It was postponed. Have a good one.